Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley, and this will be a Blue Yeti mic test. Nothing too exciting. So I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see pretty much what I've done, which is build a little fort with an old air filter and a bit of carpet. And obviously there's my mic. And these settings up here are the actual mic pickup pattern and the gain. This little switch on the front is just the volume for any headphones that you might put in. And then we have a little mute button in case you cough. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is not for any entertainment purposes, although I did put flat earth in the tags because I couldn't think of anything else to put in there. I've got plenty to talk about. We're going on a trip to Oxford at the Radcliffe Camera, which will be very exciting. And that's on the 11th of June, midday. So be there or be sphere. No, that's wrong. Be here or be sphere, but it's not be here because it's not a hangout that's going to happen. It's actually at a place. So yeah, be there or be square. What do you want? Anyway, like I say, the main reason for doing this is to test some of the gain settings. So I did use this channel last time to test out the mic when I first got it, and it was right in the middle of the room, and it was a bit of a pain because if I was ever using Skype, which is a little bit more sophisticated than these Google Hangouts, it would drop the output level of my speaker if you were talking, or so you didn't get feedback. It's just a bit more clever than Google Plus. Nothing wrong with Google Plus. It seems to work across a lot of platforms, which is great, but it doesn't do much in terms of the mic. If I had a guest now and they talked over me, it would condense their mic until I stopped talking, and vice versa. Now I'm monitoring my levels down here, but I'm going to get a better idea of while I'm talking at a normal level how gain or how little gain I can put in. Fortunately, there's no one watching, so feel free to babble bullshit while I do this. So at the moment we're at about 12 o'clock on the gain setting. I'm going to turn it right up to maximum just to see what difference that makes. So now we're at maximum. I'm talking at exactly the same volume. So I'll do testing 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2. So that's at maximum gain at exactly the same distance. I'm currently about 2 feet away from the mic. I turn it down to 12 o'clock setting again. I have to look to do this. So now we're at about 12 o'clock. Again, this is approximately my seating position for when I do Mechanics of the Fourth Wall and Flat Earth UK live. So if I now turn it down to what I'd call the minimum setting of gain, at least, currently on bi-directional setting. So I'll fiddle with those in a minute. I think I've got it pretty much sussed in terms of where it needs to be, and this is too quiet, which you can see because there's absolutely no level. So let's turn it up to where I think is about right, about there. And then testing 1 2. This is about my normal level, although the mic level does look like it's pretty quiet. Maybe I'll try it once more at full gain, or somewhere between the two. About there-ish. Now that looks like it's giving me a decent enough level. Talking at normal, oh, I do peak a bit. Okay, let's turn it back down again. I've no idea what this is doing because I'm not actually monitoring it. I'm just going to play this back. Again, no viewers, so hallelujah. No one wants to hear this crap. That looks like a good level. Okay, so we'll move our way through the actual pickup patterns. This has all been in omnidirectional. And then we're going to go to Cardroid, if I could say the name correctly, and then testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Yeah, had a nice little Skype chat with Antonio earlier about flight paths, and after monitoring the way the sun's been coming up in our 2 different locations, 100 miles apart, it seems that there's a bigger delay than there ought to be between our sunrises, which is an interesting phenomenon. Not particularly interesting to talk about on my own because there's nobody to bounce off of. So I can just say that we talked about how Antonio took a flight that took the same amount of time, even though on the maps it's twice the distance, and in the JLB debate, that kind of came up, but Antonio was just saying that he couldn't account for the fact that the plane would have had to go twice the speed. He didn't say that the map itself could be skewed to show that distance as being twice as far, even though it's actually exactly the same distance. But when you project that with radar tracking, it would show as it going twice as fast, even though it's not. It's just covering a lesser distance. Anyway, so that's Cardroid. Let's put it on omnidirectional. So this is an omnidirectional setting, which at first I was using all the time, but it sounded a little bit thin and a little bit echoey. So I won't give this much of a test because I don't think this is going to be a winner. And then I'll round out with what I did most of the last test with, which was stereo, which again, I thought was a winner when it was in the middle of the room, but now it's by a wall with all of this stuff on it. It's not. So a little bit of sound deadening there. So let's just do one final test in stereo and then I'll sign off. Hopefully with not a single viewer having tuned in. Thank you. Press the mute button there. There's the phone call. Nathan Oakley.
Trying to contact you regarding a government scheme available to replace your old boiler. Please press 2 now for full details.
Look, robot, I'm busy. Stupid robot calling me about my boiler. Anyway, so this is I've lost track now thanks to that bot calling me, trying to flog me services. Oh, focus. There you go. So this is a stereo test. Oh, talking a bit louder than I probably would normally. Yeah, there's my normal talking volume. I'm just wittering away and don't project my voice at all, which I haven't done throughout this, apart from just then when I probably peeked out the mic. So let's sign off there. I've been Nathan Oakley. This has been an incredibly boring test of the Blue Yeti microphone on various different test patterns. I'll sign off. See you all in the next video.